Because Jeremy Thorpe toured Britain in a hovercraft, didn't he?
Yes.
And the hovercraft, it crashed and broke down, right?
Do you know,
there was films of Jeremy Thorpe trying to save the hovercraft.
You know more about my history
than on the shingle.
When
he was trying to go to the Isle of Wight.
I do not remember. I do not remember. I'm going to move that so that you can put it down on there. Okay, we're going to go. Okay. Yeah. Hello, YouTube friends. Welcome to the last homely garden. This is my son John.
Hello. We've been talking about Jeremy Thorpe and his hovercraft.
John and I have just been talking for the longest time about the political situation when I was a child with Ted Heath and Harold Wilson
and Jeremy Thorpe.
And obviously you've been down some rabbit hole, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been listening to a history thing about it.
Okay, because that's my history. Yeah. But you've been listening to something...
well, they're just talking about that time. Ted Heath and the 3-day week.
Yeah, I remember all of that.
What was it? The worst year in in modern British
I don't
history.
remember that. I was a child.
Yeah.
I was going to school with a big thick jumper on and trousers. Us girls were allowed to wear trousers to school, as we weren't normally. Because I do remember a bit about that, but I was something like 11.
Because they turned all the heating off.
Yes, they did. 3-day working week. And so John's really interested in a history podcast.
Well, in history.
In history per se, but
this podcast called The Rest is History, which is very famous now.
It's and we did a long drive recently, John and I, all the way down to Lancashire and back, and we listened to a really interesting series all about Spanish gold.
The Incas.
The Incas and Spanish gold.
And I've just listened to one about Ted Heath.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
And so this is a strange way to start a garden video, but then John's here, so that is always the case, isn't it? But I really do want to talk about something else today.
Yeah.
Can I?
You can, yeah.
Thank you.
I was only asking her because she was obviously alive during the 3-day
It was my history. It's my history.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll try and remember a bit more about it, because that was a disappointing amount to remember,
Please do.
wasn't
You can do a follow-up video.
Okay. Okay, the reason why I've asked John to come, not just to talk about history.
Jeremy Thorpe and his hovercraft. Go on, tell us, talk to us.
The reason why I've asked John to come is apart from really loving history and being fascinated by the past, John's really interested in birds.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Sometimes we get John and he's sensible. Sometimes we get John and he's not. And this is a not day, I'm thinking. However, I wanted to talk to you about something really particular, because you know how much I love feeding the birds on this bird feeder here, and the one by the back door there that Aunt made for me, and the ones down by the cabin. I love feeding the birds.
She does.
And I really do. And I buy sunflower hearts to feed them at great expense, by the way. Do you know how expensive they are? Yeah, I don't mind.
Well, it's human food, isn't it?
It is human food. And I buy that for them, and they really absolutely love it. And I fill the bird feeder up with about 1/2 kilo a day.
She has very impressive numbers.
I do. However, there's the RSPB, which is in the UK here, we have this society called the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. And you used to work for them.
I did.
So tell us a bit about that.
Well, I worked for them for a year in Norfolk.
So you worked on 2 bird reserves in Norfolk.
That's true.
I'm not going to get much out of
No,
John
I did.
today.
It was good. It was good. I learned a lot. I could have gone down a different career path
And
had I
stayed there.
stayed there.
Yeah, it was a great time, wasn't
Yeah.
it, though? I remember taking you down to the place where you stayed. It was fantastic. Anyway, the reason why I've asked John today is every year the RSPB do the big garden bird watch. And we've done it here a couple of times, haven't we?
That's true.
Tell us a little bit about what that does.
Well, it's like a coordinated count. So on the same weekend, they encourage all of their members, and they have over a million members, to count the birds in their garden. So it would mean that you're getting there shouldn't be too much double counting, you know.
So there's a big snapshot.
So it means that they can get a picture about the common birds and the numbers decline and fall or rise, improvement of
trends.
Trends of
Yeah.
population.
And what have they found?
Some things are doing well, some things are doing too well, some things are doing very badly.
And so the advice has come out from not just the RSPB, but all sorts of other interested wildlife people that feeding the birds in the summer is really, really bad. And so anytime, what the advice is, from May to October, I should stop feeding the birds. And so I'm really sad about that, because I am going to comply with that.
Yeah, they say that it creates these congregations of birds around one site, which can spread disease. There's this particular one, avian flu, at the minute, which has caused lots of problems.
Okay, and
there's some other virus that affects greenfinches or something.
it was the greenfinches particularly, because I do get quite a few greenfinches, and the decline in those, I think 63% fewer greenfinches, they said.
Yeah.
And so, from my understanding, one of the things is bird tables, which is where birds feed, but also there's bird poo on there, and that can create a build-up of infection. And so they're outlawing bird tables now. I don't have any bird tables.
I don't think they're outlawing. They're not going to be illegal.
Not illegal,
but
they're not encouraging
people
them
to do it.
Well, they've stopped selling them.
Yeah, and they're you know, they're trying to find other ways that people like Mother who like birds can help them.
Yes, and so the other ways we can help them is by growing things in your garden that insect-loving birds love. Teasels, and I've got teasels in the garden, so in the autumn there'll be loads of those. All sorts of recommendations about things to plant, but also putting up bird boxes, which is what John's going to help me do today. And mind you, I've got some bird boxes, and we're going to go around in a minute and put some bird boxes up. However, they do say the best time to site them is autumn.
Yeah, well, it can't hurt, can it? Maybe they'll be ready for next year.
They'll be ready for next year. And so I think they're really
doing something that you'll feel positive about.
That's exactly right. Here's one of them. They're nice, aren't they?
They're very nice, yes.
And so John very kindly has got some stainless steel screws, and we're going to fix those. Don't know where yet, but we're going to have a look round the front woods and see where we can put these. Now, what sort of birds would like this?
They're tit boxes, aren't they? So it's for or in America they call them chickadees.
Chickadee boxes.
But they so it's sort of common garden birds, really.
Okay. And then there's another thing that I remember, I've talked to John a fair bit about this, because in the front woods there I've got a tangle of all sorts of trees and some dead trees. And this winter we had a particularly big storm, and one of them's kind of blown down and is sort of like hanging half off. And I had this idea that I should clear all the dead wood in the front woods, but you have an opinion about that.
Yeah, the dead it's good to leave the dead wood, because it rots and then insects go in it and then birds feed on those insects. So it's better not to tidy it all up. And in fact, dead wood that's standing, so trees that have died but haven't fallen down yet, they're even better, because that's where birds would make their like natural version of that. So before, you know, man came along with
our bird boxes,
they obviously had to nest somewhere, and it was standing deadwood.
Was a favourite.
So it's really important, and in fact I think some places the RSPB are doing standing deadwood creation, where they will kill certain trees
by cutting round the bark.
Yeah. And so that they could create lots of deadwood to create habitat for. So
when we go out about in the garden, then I'm going to show you some of this standing deadwood, because I've got some, and also I was trying to think about what more I could plant, to help the wild birds if I can't feed them. But actually, the front woods is a
you've done pretty good. I think you're doing very well. So a few bird boxes like this is a good addition.
Okay. So I'm a bit sad, and I've got this bucket here.
But you can continue feeding in the autumn again.
Yes, and so this is the bucket that I have my seed in, and I'm going to finish this because it's April.
Yeah, well, they say to stop in May.
In May. So I'll carry on and feed all of that to the birds. So we'll have our last few bird feeder fill-ups.
But you could put, there's some things you can feed during the...
Suet. They say I can feed suet and also mealworms. When they have young in a nest, then mealworms are a very good thing. In fact, there's
well, you should do that then.
Yeah, but the thing I saw was about feeding live mealworms. It's a thing too far.
Well, you don't have to do that.
I'm not going to do live mealworms. I just can't imagine how I would enjoy storing live mealworms and filling up the feeders. So that's not going to happen, no. However, we are going to go and have a look around the front woods now. It's a lovely day. And even if we're a little bit late putting these up, we're still going to do it.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
No, it can't hurt. So, thanks, John.
It's all right.
Yeah, and we'll just carry on our conversation about the politics of my childhood.
Yeah, Harold Wilson. Yeah.
Do you know that Beatles song, Taxman?
No.
I'll play it for you.
Okay.
You know it, don't you?
Is it good?
Yeah, it's great. George Harrison wrote it, and it was because they were earning a huge amount of money, and they were paying...
They paid, yeah. They paid. It was like, wasn't it 98% was the highest tax?
They got
bracket?
a sixpence in every pound.
Yeah.
And because it was
But then
pre-decimal.
lots of people like that left the UK, didn't they? Because of that.
I don't think the Beatles left the UK. Well,
Paul McCartney stayed, but the others left, and the Rolling Stones all left.
Yeah, because they were earning sixpence in the pound.
Yeah.
They were getting. So I can't play it because of copyright reasons. But you should, if you don't know it, you should. I'm going to play it for John in a minute. You should all go and listen to the Beatles' Taxman, because it was a bitter song about the situation they were in. It was great though. I really liked it. Anyway, we're wittering on. We're going to go and get the screwdriver and John's lovely stainless steel screws. We're going to go and have a look round the front woods, continue with this conversation and put up some bird boxes.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's a great song. Do you want to listen to it? Thank you. Yeah.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. You're obviously more up to date about it than I am.
And the that bus on the M6.
You've just been listening to it today, haven't you? So we have 3 more.
3 more. Let's go and find
Let's go and find some more.
some more spaces.
Some more sites for them. That's a good spot.
Yeah, good one.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Look, there's a bird box there.
Yeah. Give me that. When are you going to get the other 2?
Well, we need to put them... Could we put one on the cabin?
Yeah. Then put one.
This is some of that standing deadwood that John was talking about, and you can see all the holes that have been made by the woodpecker pecking away for insects there. And then this stuff down on the ground, which is the rest of the tree, will be teeming with insects. And so that's one of the bits of insect-rich habitat for my birds. So round the back of the cabin then.
Right there.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Where's the driller?
I guess it's weird. Thank you.
Good?
Yes, one more. So just while we're around the back of the cabin, these are the bird feeders that I brought in, and I'm going to give them a really good clean and then store them for the winter until it's winter, and then I can get them out again. But also, I don't know if you can see, but this here is the box that I store all my seed in, and that needs a really good clean out. So I'll clean that out before the autumn. And now we've got one more box, so we'll go and have a look around the woods and see where we can put that last box.
Did you get the screws?
I think that's a good place for it. That'd be great if someone went and nested in there. Yeah, that's lovely. This ladder can just go along that. So this is another of the trees that has died. Well, bits of it are still alive.
Yeah.
So tell us what birds like about this.
Well, there's some of it's dead, and then those bits that are dying, that's where insects go, and they can hollow out and feed the insects. And then if larger bits, see that hole up there's got a woodpecker hole in it.
Yeah, I hear woodpecker a lot around this garden.
So people see them and think, oh, that's maybe not a very tidy tree, I should cut that down so it's not so messy. Well, what's wrong with it? It's great.
It is. It's great to know we're supporting wildlife with this.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming, John.
Pleasure.
That was an interesting little half hour. And we all learned a lot, I think.
Yeah.
And we've got those 4 bird boxes up now. And as I said at the very beginning, I think that we'll perhaps miss the boat for...
Well, we'll see, won't we? Maybe. Because they do lots of broods during the year. So
That's
it might
true.
be that we haven't. So let's see.
Okay. And then as soon as it's near the end of April now, and as soon as it comes May, I'll stop feeding the birds, which will make me really sad, but at
Well, you
least
could try the suet, couldn't you?
we'll carry on with the suet and the dead mealworms.
Yeah. So let's see how it goes, eh?
Thanks for coming, and
We'll see you later.
we'll see you later. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks, John. Buffoon.